It is a steep downhill. I left campsite and it went directly down. So needless to say, I'm gonna need both hands. I'm not gonna do much filming here, but last night was more comfortable than I thought. Let me see if I can angle this up here. Was more comfortable than I thought. I think I was in my tent by 6 o'clock and started falling asleep. Yeah, I was pretty comfortable for just laying on the ground. I was surprised. I'm glad I picked that spot. Heard a lot of cracking in the woods. Woods was alive last night. Heard some owls and yotes and whatever. But just woke up, packed up, and I'm on the road. I'm going to go down here and get some water, maybe grab a little something to eat, and then charge on forward. So day 3 of the Black Forest Trail, September 2nd, 2025. Let's go get it done. And it is dropping good. Hey now, that wasn't too bad coming down. I've had worse, but it wasn't too bad. But came down into I think this is a tributary to Pine Creek. There's no way down to it. It's down in there pretty good. But we came down and it leveled off. Halfway down, my headlamp went out. And I only had the thing on a little bit the night before and a little bit last night. So I think I might have to put my other headlamp in the bag for next time, which is my Nitecore. That thing is nice. I've done a lot of night hiking with that thing, and battery lasts good. You can charge it while you wear it. I didn't even try charging this one because I didn't want to dig out the batteries and the cables, and in a few minutes it'd be light enough to see anyway. But it's all good. So I think this is going to take us down to Pine Creek, and then we just do a up and over. I think it's 2 or 3 mountains. I think it's 3 mountains, and it just does a big U-ey back to the parking lot. So let's go see what this day brings. Right now it's just almost like a road walk, a real clear path, and it's flat. Oh, we're supposed to have waterfalls too. If I would have known there would have been campsites down here, I would have pushed down here, but I think I made a good call. I haven't seen any campsites yet. But that guy I talked to yesterday said that there was a campsite near the waterfall. I don't know how far that is, but I'm sure we'll find it. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Hey now, we actually climbed down into that gorge, crossed it, and now we're up. We climbed about I don't know, maybe 40 yards up this mountain. Now we're just walking along it. Pretty flat, but it's vertical to my left, vertical to my right. That's why when it said, okay, cross here, I'm like, oh my gosh, where is this thing gonna take me? Are we climbing already? But it's coming. Ooh. Anyway, I stopped and got some water. The waterfall was non-existent. It's pretty dry. It wasn't enough to get water. I was a little skeptical about it because the water's so low, so I filtered it. And that's about it for now. But it does look like we're going to start going up. I got to get used to this phone. I apologize if I'm cutting my face off all the time. Maybe that's a good thing. Down down there is the water. And like I said, the waterfall was just non-existent. It was just barely a trickle. And I got to pay attention today because I've been missing a lot of blazes. So many different trails that interconnect. All right. We see something cool, we'll let you know. Looks like it's a real, we're in the clouds. Or just really, just hasn't burned off yet, but the other mountaintops are engulfed in clouds. That was one heck of a switchback up. I'm glad it was switchback. I'd still be down there. And that's not the big climb for today. And oh, it's still going up. But at least that's mild. I'm glad I didn't push any further than I did last night, as there is zero place to stay unless I would have took a side trail, went a good ways out of my way to find a pay space, a pay to camp. So I am so glad I did what I did. Whew. Well, you can kind of see there. Anyway, there's a really big climb. I think it's the biggest climb on the trails coming up, which I'm kind of excited to see. But when we get to the top of this one, I'm going to have to stop and get something to eat and get some energy. Whew. It was 54 degrees, I think, when I started. Oh, you can see the fog real good there. I was up at 5. Well, actually, I was up at 4. Laid there till about 4:30. Started scurrying around, got up at 5. I was hiking by 6. I just took my time. I went to bed pretty early. Oh boy, I was shot. And I'm really surprised how bad my feet hurt and how they recover overnight. I'm really happy about that. And I'm really surprised that I wasn't that uncomfortable on the ground. That might be something I have to look into. But you got to find a perfect piece of ground. It's about to get a lot steeper, so I'll talk to you at the top. Now, this is the biggest climb of the trail. I think it starts out around, I'd have to look again, but around 800 feet. And it goes to 2,100 feet, something like that. But anyway, it's switchbacks, which is nice. It's not bad. It's just never ending. It's really cloudy, hazy. Got that dew it needs to burn off. I hope once we get to the top, it clears up. The sun's trying to pop through, so should get some good pictures. So we'll see. Talk to you at the summit, hopefully. Hey now, that was a pretty cool view, huh? It's we were below the clouds or the fog. Now we're above it and still climbing. I'm pretty sure that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure if I had kept going and got to the bottom, didn't find a campsite, I'll run up this mountain quick. I think if I'd have done that, the buzzards would be circling by this afternoon. There's no way. Whew, did I make a good call last night? But anyway, this climb has been sponsored by a ton of sweat and cobwebs. I might not have to have breakfast. Anyway, it is 7:45, absolutely drenched. So I need to take a break here short. These trees and kind of get a nice little view. Yeah. All right, let's get to the top of this thing. I think we're close. Oh, here's a good shot. Not a good one, but for what we're dealing with here, through the trees. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Oh, doesn't it look nice and flat? It usually does for about 10 feet. Hopefully there's a better view up here. We'll find out, but I gotta take a break. It's a little side trail. Along this whole ridge you have views. Well, when it's not foggy. Yeah, I definitely got to come back here. Yeah, I stopped for a quick little snack and back on trail. But walking, I mean, you got these views along the whole top up here. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I bet you in the fall, when the leaves are falling and you get a better view and it's not foggy, nice. Let's hopefully it burns off before we climb down. Really cool section of the trail. Just a lot of rolling up and downs along this ridge with some really good views that you took pictures of there. As much as I would like to stop for lunch, I think I'm going to push until the end and get a burger and a beer. And every time I hike a trail, I do a celebratory shot. Everyone's on the AT. When I was on there, every time I'd do a state, I'd celebrate with a shot. So I guess we might as well keep up the tradition. Can't get too crazy though. I gotta drive home. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Whew. But this is a really nice area. Okay. Let's see what else is up here. Had some seriously steep ups and downs. had a big up and a big down, and then some steep up and downs. I think it's going to be like that all the way to the end. Right now we're going down again. But there really hasn't been much views other than thick, dense forest and sides of mountains. But if we get to a spot where it's pretty cool, I will definitely let you know. But I stopped a little bit back there and said I got 7.5 miles. It's 9:30. Hopefully around 1 o'clock, 1:30, I'll be done. Depends on how this terrain is. So let's go see what we can find. Right now, like I said, it's starting to get really steep, so down we go. Up there's where we came. That's not too steep. This back here, whew. It was for a while too. And it goes all the way up there and then some. Pretty cool. It's a lot easier to get traction going up than it is down sometimes. Alright, let's get down the rest of the way so we can go back up. Just came up through there. Yeah, it was a picnic. Now we actually have a trail to follow. But that was thick. And all uphill. Whew. Man, this trail's kicking my ass. Alright, let's get this thing over with. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen one of these since the AT. Tell you what, this is a beautiful, beautiful trail, but it's also tough. But it's not something that can't be done. I just did it in a short time. I would like to do this trail and break it up a little bit more, but man, the last 25 miles, they're a bugger. I saw somebody that took 5 days to do this, and it looked like they had a blast. Although they even said about how steep and terrain and all that, and I'm like, man, 5 days. Oh yeah, I can see it now. Certainly would be more relaxing. Not that I didn't like this, it's just that's tough on the body. All right. Soon time for a break here. All right, I'll catch back with you in a bit. Hey now. I thought I was going to pass out. I'm running super low on water. Water is very hard to find this section. And I just checked my phone. I have 3.5 miles to go. and I had about a half a bottle of water, and I'm sweating profusely. So I started walking, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm beat. And there was a little puddle. So I drank I drank one full bottle and filled 2. So that should get me in 3.5 miles, I would hope. Man, that's a scary feeling when you're out where you're at, about ready to go down. I had that happen once to me before. It's when I had COVID, and I didn't think I was getting out of the woods. But, phew. I took a little bird bath in that water, and we're good to go. Yeah, this is a doozy. I wouldn't be doing this in the middle of summer, I can guarantee you that. If you're a heat lover, you'd love it though. Alright, let's see what these last 3.5 miles got. Oh look, I just crested this hill. And there's a green pond. Wanna go swimming? Alright, talk to you in a bit. So, as soon as I got that water and finished that little climb, I walked. The trail wasn't very clear, so I had to check where it went a couple times. And walking through some thick woods, came to a little campsite, and we're gonna hit a couple views before we walk down and finish this. But check this out. Yeah, this is why I do this. I could sit here all day and look at that, and that's what I want to do sometime. Is come up here where I could just sit for hours, just watch TV. One more pan. Very cool. I think we got a couple others yet, and then we head down. So let's go check it out. Yes, there are bears around here. There's your question on what a bear does in the woods. Or there's your answer, I should say, to your question. I don't know, I'm getting a little delirious. I need to get some food in my stomach. Yeah, it didn't seem much wildlife. So far, I haven't seen one snake of any variety. Probably just jinxed myself. Didn't see any bear. Probably just jinxed myself. Saw a couple deer, a black squirrel, and that's about it. Heard some owls and coyotes. That's about it. But this is a heavily populated wildlife trail, I know that. I was probably making noise like a freight train coming through here, so especially going uphill. Whew. All right. I think the big descent is starting. Yeah, it's really going down. So I'm gonna have to put this away. Now, well, it's a good thing I did stop for water when I did, because I got to mile 0 on the trail, and that is where I guess the main trailhead's at. I have no idea. I got, I don't know, 3 miles or so, 2 miles, 3 miles. I'll have to check it when I get there. Past where I thought it was ending. So, let me get to where I need to be. Well, I thought I'd be done by 1:30. It might be around 5. Let's go see what's going on. Popped out of the woods just up there. Hotel Manor is right, over there where the red roof is just up from that is where we stayed about a month ago. And then right down here, you can see the sign for it. That's Hotel Manor. Hikes over. I'll have to get the exact mileage and stuff. It wasn't as far as I thought it was going to be. I couldn't tell. But it was probably an extra, maybe mile. Something like that. All right. These gnats keep flying at my nose. All right. I will do a final update once I get in my truck and relax a little bit, get something to eat. But day 3, Black Forest Trail, done. Saw every blaze. Look at that view. Beautiful. All right, I'll catch back with you. I'll catch you later. How's that? I can't even talk right now. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Hey now, 14.35 miles today. So I anticipated like 12 and a half max. So the extra mileage was, it is what it is. But that was very disheartening when I thought I was done. And I still had to go a ways, and the first thing was whoosh, straight up. But I stopped over here at the Hotel Manor, had me a big old beef brisket sandwich, 2 pitchers of water, and then beer and a shot of Jim Beam to celebrate being done. And I am gonna slowly mosey home after I take these clothes off and change. I did bring an extra pair of clothes. I brought a different pair of clothes I rode up in and then switched it into my hiking clothes. But yeah, that's a great little place. It's the only game in town. And it's kind of neat because we stayed right here just about a month ago. And I never knew that trail was right here. So I've been itching to do it, and I finally did it. But whew, that's a doozy. The last half of that trail is pretty tight on water. A lot of it has to do with being dry right now, but that being said, it was dicey. So I am going to get in the old Ford and head home. Got about a 3-hour drive. Getting nice and breezy now and cloudy. Where was this earlier? I have one of those Govee Bluetooth thermometers, and I saw it got up to like 78 degrees today. So hope you had a great weekend and have a great week, and see you next time. Hey now, made it home in record time. Got behind a Cadillac sports car. We did good. And the old saying, the trail provides, as soon as I got off the trail, I forgot to mention there was a brand new mattress pad sitting there with the tag still on it. It always provides. Had I had to keep hiking, one would have been there, but I left it in case anybody else needed it. Just thought I'd share.